Hey, third graders. Good to see you again. I hope everyone had a chance to do something fun since the last time I saw you. It's a new week, which means we'll be working with a different article starting today, but we'll still be talking about water and some of the ways to take action to help make a better world. Remember our guiding questions. Why are the world's freshwater sources threatened? And how do people persuade others to take action to contribute to a better world? Take a moment and think about how our first two articles related to these questions. All right, let's make sure you have everything you need for today's lesson. First, make sure you have a copy of the text, Facing Pressure, More Schools Scramble to Get Lead Out of Water. This text has a long title. We'll be using this text all week. It's located in your ELA packet on page 32. You'll also need a copy of Lesson 10 and the Lesson 10 note catcher on pages 34 and 35 of your ELA packet. You're also going to need a pencil to write with. Pause the video here and make sure you have all the materials you need for today's lesson. All right, the learning target for today is, I can use strategies to figure out the meaning of words I do not know. Remember, a strategy is a plan of action or a way to do something. You may remember this learning target from last week's lessons. All right, first we're going to read the article, Facing Pressure, More Schools Scramble to Get Lead Out of Water. But let's take a second and talk a little bit about this title. Pressure, in this context, means feeling like something has to be done, and scramble means to quickly try to figure things out. Take a moment here and try to put that title into your own words. Maybe you said something like, schools feel like they have to act quickly and do something to get lead out of water. All right, so we'll be reading from this text all week, and today, like our learning target, we'll be focusing on some vocabulary. So make sure you have the article. It's on page 32 of your ELA packet, and follow along as I read it out loud. While we're reading, I want you to pick out two unfamiliar words that you don't know the meaning of. All right, let's get ready to dive in. All right, facing pressure, more schools scramble to get lead out of water. All right, we see that first image. Brian Jones, right, a registered nurse, draws a blood sample from 5-year-old Grayling Stefik in January 2016 in Eisenhower Elementary School in Flint, Michigan. The students were being tested for lead after the metal was found in the city's drinking water. A kind of metal called lead has been causing problems in school. Lead can come from pipes or faucets. Doctors say lead is not safe in drinking water. It can make children sick. Still, it has been getting into drinking fountains. A school in Pennsylvania tested its water last summer. The test showed the water had too much lead. No one told the students' parents for 5 months. The parents became very angry when they found out. When leaders told families about the lead, things changed quickly. The school paid somebody to look at the problem. Leaders closed the school. Students had to move to another building. More schools testing water for lead. Other schools have had trouble with lead in their water too. A town called Flint in Michigan has been in the news for its water problems. Many children got sick from lead there. Since then, more schools have been testing their water for lead. When the tests show there's lead, sometimes the schools do not tell parents right away. This makes many parents angry. In Portland, Oregon, more lead was found in school water. Parents became angry after the school did not tell them about it. Portland now uses bottled water in its schools. New law will make schools test for lead in water. Some schools do not have much money for changes. They have buildings with old water pipes. The laws also do not make them test for lead. Because of this, it can be hard to force a school to do lead testing. Bruce Rauner is the governor of Illinois. He signed a law to make schools test drinking water for lead. Parents must be told the results. The law came after there were lead problems in Chicago schools. Chicago is the biggest city in Illinois. New York has a law too. It says that schools must test their drinking water. Water filters will make water safer. Yana Lambrindo is a college professor. She has studied lead in water. Testing a faucet once is not enough, she said. Lead coming from pipes can change, she said. That means a faucet could test safe one day, then it might have too much lead on another day. It is better to fix all the drinking water, she said. The water could go through a filter. The filter would strain the water. It would remove anything dangerous and make it safer to drink. All right. There's some challenging vocabulary in this article, and to determine the main idea and supporting details, which we're going to do tomorrow, it's important to understand the text. Remember that close readers use strategies to figure out the meaning of words they don't know. As a reminder, here are some strategies that you can use. You can use context by reading the sentences around the word, and you can look at the affixes for clues. Remember, affixes are word parts that can be at the beginning of the word, like dis and ing, and disapproving. So we have dis and ing. These affixes often change the meaning of the root word. So in disapproving, the dis means not, and the ing gives the word action. So even if you're not quite sure about the meaning of the root word, approve, you know it means not doing something. All right, you can also look at the root of the word for clues. Maybe you're not sure about the meaning of the affixes, but you do know the meaning of the root. You can also use a dictionary or Google. I'd like you to think about the definition of the two unfamiliar words that you picked out while we were reading the article. Also think about some synonyms of your words. Remember that synonyms are words that mean the same thing. Pause the video here while you think. All right, now it's time to talk with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Have a discussion about these questions. What are the definitions of the words you picked out? Read the sentences with the word to your person. What are some synonyms of the words you picked out? And third, what strategy did you use to figure out the meaning of your words? Pause the video here while you discuss. All right, you've read, thought, and talked about the text. Now it's time to write. Using your Lesson 10 note catcher, which is on page 35 of your ELA packet, write one of your words in that box on the top. Then write the definition in your own words, some synonyms. Remember, those are the words that mean the same thing. What strategy you use to figure out the definition, and a quick sketch to help you remember what the word means. Then you'll do the same thing with your second word. Why don't you pause here and complete your writing task? All right, nice job with your vocabulary work. It's time for us to start wrapping up this lesson. Make sure you share your definitions with someone and tell them how you determine the meaning of the words. You can also share what you chose to sketch, you can also show why you chose to sketch what you did. All right, please remember to spend 20 minutes reading with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Before we finish up, let's think back to our learning target for today. I can use strategies to figure out the meaning of words I do not know. Take a few moments and think about whether you met this learning target today and why that learning target's important. I also want you to work on your fluency practice. Use a timer, like a cell phone timer, kitchen timer, or have someone count to 60 and read the passage for 1 minute. Count the words you read and write the number at the top of your article. We'll come back to this number later in the week to see how your fluency's improved. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining and learning with me. I'll see you again tomorrow. We'll be finding the main idea and supporting details of the article. All right, bye now.